It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, for Milwaukee, a good season so far for them, sitting comfortably in fourth place in the Eastern Conference. Very similar to the level of success they had last year. And tonight, we'll be watching the talented Reggie Jackson take to the floor. One of those players who turns it up a notch in crunch time. Guys, he can be tough to stop. Can't he, Kenny?
He can be. I wonder if he's named after the baseball player.
I don't know. Could be.
He hits a lot of home runs himself,
Yeah.
with those three-point shots, and he's able to get it done. He has a premonition about what he's going to do on the court.
You don't want to be known for being a great player in October, though, if you're this Reggie Jackson.
No, not at all.
No, that's not going to get you very far.
That's not going to get you far.
No. What do you want? You
Point
call
to
in
the
your
fences.
shot.
That was Babe Ruth.
Yeah, it was Babe
That
Ruth.
wasn't-
No, Reggie Jackson did it one time.
No, he didn't.
I was at the game when he did it.
You're
Anyway, this
rewriting
Reggie Jackson
history
has a lot
again.
of confidence in himself. He wants to take the
He
last
was
shot
at
every
the
time.
game.
I was
Reggie
at the
Jackson
game when
with the
Reggie
called
Johnson
shot.
did like that.
He did
Oh,
not
And he,
do
hit it,
that.
and he hit it to the exact same spot.
Oh, my
What'd they
God.
call Reggie Jackson, by the way?
Mr. October.
Oh, good. I'm glad you were listening. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Yeah.
It's an Eastern Conference battle at the BMO Harris Bradley Center in Milwaukee as the Bucks look to work the home court advantage. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. And, of course, Tyler Zeller. It's our first glimpse of him looking good in his new Bucks jersey.
You know, the trade you were talking about, it's not front-page news, but I really believe that it could pay huge dividends for this team in the future.
Jackson against Bledsoe. Outside Jackson. Johnson in the corner. to the left wing. 6 to shoot. Lobbed up there for Drummond. There is no shortage of athleticism in this one tonight, Clark. Both these teams just incredibly athletic on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I agree with you there, partner. I mean, they cover so much ground, and they cover it quickly because of the length and speed they have as teams. I mean, excellent length on both sides of the ball. Look at that
jam!
Come on now, bring the thunder, rock that rim.
Well, anyone looking for highlights, because you just found one. How about the creativity there in the air?
Special thanks to Under Armour for that sweet replay we just saw. Another unleash chaos moment. The shot by Middleton, wide open, and it's good on the assist by Parker.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. He's guarded by Johnson. And we watch Giannis out there. He just looked unstoppable, Greg, at times. The way he's able to attack the rim, the blend of size, speed, and length is just unparalleled in the NBA.
And it's the movement that throws you off with Giannis. One step, and he's gone from the 3 line to the rim. There isn't any way to stop someone that skilled who's that big.
And he makes the first.
And when you look at what the Pistons have done, pretty clear this is a team that has a vision of who they want to be. Strong defensively, really good at rebounding the basketball, and I think deliberate and patient on the offensive side of the floor.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And with the Pistons, this has been the identity the team has been aiming for under Stan Van Gundy. It's taken shape, but has yet, Greg, to produce big results.
I think it's because they've just always been 1 or 2 pieces short of making that next jump. I think the conference has gotten stronger, and while their best players are really good, I don't think they're quite at that elite level yet to allow this group to take that next step.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Here's Griffin. Bledsoe with the rebound.
You just make the assumption that's going down. I mean, an uncontested mid-range jumper, I think he should have buried it, but you know what? He didn't. It happens.
And the call will be against Thon Maker. That's his first foul. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And Drummond kicks to Griffin. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Yep, that one goes in there.
Well, I like the way they're sharing the ball, and Bledsoe right in the middle, spreading it around.
Drummond with a screen on Bledsoe. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Johnson against Antetokounmpo. Pass to Drummond. Shot clock at 6. And Maker sends it back. And he gets it back. And that one's good. Drummond. Bledsoe with it. 11 points for him in that last game against Boston. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. And it's Parker in the corner. Middleton outside. A 3-ball. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
How about the court vision of Middleton? Just so good at finding the open man.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to talk with Stan Van Gundy for a minute. Now they have not won yet in 2 meetings against this team, but Coach says he expects a different story tonight. He expects them to attack more offensively and worry a little less about waiting for the perfect shot. We'll see if that approach lets them win this first game in the season series. Kevin?
All right, thanks for the report, David. So it's all about getting their offense going early on.
And I think that's the right call, guys. Get that rhythm established at the offensive end as soon as possible.
Yeah, I echo that, Greg. I mean, if they come out here as the aggressors and really get after it, I think it'll make things that much easier on them defensively.
Jackson kicks to Johnson. There's the feed to Griffin. And the pass to Drummond. Over Maker. Drummond with another miss. Bucks leading by 4. Antetokounmpo dishes to Parker. And the dunk by Parker.
And when and if you allow Parker to get to the basket, I mean, you risk seeing him punch it right in your mug. I mean, his athletic ability is deceptive, but it's real.
Pass to Griffin. Looking to end the run. And he lays it up and in.
The shooting percentage is really solid so far, fellas. Good start to this game for him.
Now, Antetokounmpo. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Boston.
Yeah, but I thought the shot blocking was the real story. I mean, he was just everywhere. It got hard to keep track of all his rejections.
Here's Johnson. Moves back up. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
No good on that one. For a young player, Clark, it's adjusting to the speed of the NBA and the length of the schedule. So how do you power through that rookie wall? How do you survive that?
Well, there's no magic formula, Kevin. You just have to stay the course because it comes in different times for different players. For me, it was after about 60 games. I was a starter playing 34, 35 minutes a game. So it was a combination of fatigue and just getting used to 2.5 times more games than I had ever played in my career. So you fight through it, stay with your habits, stay with your preparation, and eventually you find your legs.
Detroit with the rebound. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
Yeah, you're just not going to win many committing turnovers at the rate they did. That was just outrageous.
Yeah, carelessness. That's what it was. I mean, slinging all kind of risky passes and dribbling with no purpose. I call that treadmill dribbling. You're moving but not going anywhere. You can't win that way.
Bucks leading by 3. Bledsoe left side. Griffin with the steal. Now Detroit moving it up. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And now here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Antetokounmpo's got 6.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Drummond with a screen on Bledsoe. Jackson passes to Drummond. And Maker sends it back.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And the dunk by Parker.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
Griffin passes to Kennard. Inside, goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's on Thon Maker.
Let the big dog eat. Love seeing Drummond throw it down like that. Beautiful.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Bucks.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
throw good. Drummond.
Yeah, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length, an unreal physical specimen.
And Zaletovic kicks to Dellavedova. Drummond working against Henson. Clock at 6. Here's Snell. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Lure dishes to Ennis. 17-foot shot on the way. Bucks leading by 6. Inside. 4-on-3 break. Galloway, the pass to Smith. Drummond in the post, defended by Henson. Over in the corner. Lure. It's good from long range.
He could have forced a tough inside shot, but made a terrific kick out to find the open jumper instead.
Brogdon against Smith. Brogdon kicks to Zaletovic. Back to Brogdon over Smith. It's Drummond with the rebound.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
And Drummond throws it down.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly.
Either that, guys, or he wanted the photographers to get a good shot of it.
Henson the pass to Brogdon. Over Smith. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
You know, Malcolm Brogdon was the 36th overall pick in 2016 out of Virginia. A little older than most rookies over the last decade and when they come into the league, but I tell you what, the Bucks got a real winner here. He's going to be a long-time valuable player.
First one falls for him. And for Brogdon, his age most likely a factor why he fell to the second round. Still, Clark, you know, the Bucks loved what he was about when they first met him coming out of the University of Virginia.
Yeah, hard not to love what he's about. Intelligent, focused, purposed, driven, skilled. I mean, his age may have worked against him in terms of where he was drafted, but it got him into a great spot for his long NBA career because he's going to have one.
Malcolm Brogdon, a second-round pick out of the University of Virginia. What a find, Greg, he has been, and you love that he can fill in at either guard spot.
And you get the feeling Brogdon was overlooked for being a 4-year player in college. Has the passing and vision of a point guard, scores well enough from inside and out to play off the ball as well.
Zaletovic's shot is good.
Zaletovic has great touch inside, a skilled scorer near the basket.
Pistons trail by 3. Smith dishes to Tolliver. Back to Smith. There's the screen. Feeds it to Galloway. Just 5 to shoot. Lure a screen on Henson. Galloway. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
And, you know, time will tell how big a factor that becomes in this game, guys, but if you're the coaching staff, it's certainly a point of emphasis.
He dishes it to Smith. A minute 50 left to play in the first quarter. Misses from short range.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
For Milwaukee, they have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
And one of the highlights on the season has been their ability to make free throws. How about 82% as a unit?
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
That free throw, no good. Well, Clark, you had the distinct honor of playing horse against the former president of the U.S., Barack Obama. You lost that game, I don't want to remind you, but I want an honest answer. Did you let him win that contest?
Kevin, the deal is that it was an unbelievable privilege to play POTUS. We changed the letters of that game back in 2010, and I let the president up. I gave him life after I had him down, and he took advantage of turning the momentum in his favor. He won fair and square. I did give him an opportunity to win, but he's on top in that matchup, and I think it ended up being good television. And while some of my former teammates look at me with disdain for having lost a horse game to the president, I think it was all intended to end just the way it did.
Here's Dellavedova. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Dishes to Teletovic. Not going to go that time. Now the Pistons take it the other way. They lost the last time they faced the Bucks. That one in Milwaukee.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Yeah, sloppy play sabotaged. I mean, they'll have to be much more focused this time around.
Here's Galloway. And he overshot that one, missing. Looking at the last game for the Bucks, it was a loss to the Celtics.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group was inconsistent.
For sure. Agree with you there. They just didn't have it. Seemed like they were a step behind and out of sync.
Lure the screen. There's the pick. Smith on the wing. He got it up. And no good trying to get that one. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Bucks lead by 4. And we'll get going after this from the BMO Harris Bradley Center. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside his older brother. His dad was his coach, and he credits his brother for inspiring him to work at his craft.
You know, watching him kind of go through the process of he started to get, recruited by college coaches, and then he, really took his game and became serious about it. And I watched his work ethic, and I watched how he, put the time in, the things he did, and that's kind of where I developed mine.
Well, talking about taking the right course, we know that the older brother of Blake Griffin, 3 years older, he played, as did Blake, for their dad Tommy in high school, and they were terrific high school players and 4-time state champions.
I mean, it always helps to have a big brother who's kind of been there and done that and can share those experiences with you. It doesn't hurt to have a dad also who's a pro player either, and also a college coach.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Bucks, guys.
I think they played great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Exactly. I mean, they've made their presence felt on this end. Excellent job contesting shots so far.
Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. Ennis out there with Anthony Tolliver. Then it's John Lure. Then there's Ish Smith. And it's Galloway in at the 2. Milwaukee shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. He's off on the first. And what an advantage it is for players in the Bucks to be able to pick the brain of Coach Jason Kidd. Kidd is a player who found success in so many formats, under so many schemes, under many coaches, from winning NBA titles as well as international titles when he played the game.
I don't know how much more I can embellish that, but you're right, Kevin. There's a lot to be learned from old number 5. I mean, Kidd has also shown a knack for imparting his knowledge, which is rich and deep, to his guards. And when you've got a young team like the Bucks are, to have a coach with Kidd's experience and IQ, man, what a blessing for those guys.
Lure the screen. Out to the right wing. Tolliver for 3. And Henson pulls it down.
Oh, I'm surprised he couldn't put that away. I mean, the defense clearly botched an assignment, leaving him open. The defense did not do a good job guarding that one, Kevin. Don't know how he missed that layup.
Here's Lure. Ennis kicks to Smith. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, you talk about Smith. He's not only an accomplished passer, but I think his shooting keeps defenses honest as well, even when they try to get physical with him.
The Pistons shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
And guys, you know what? That's made things hard for them in a lot of their games. I mean, that inability to convert their chances at the free throw line.
And he makes the first. Clark, when you look around the NBA, is there one point guard you wish you could have played with in your day?
There's a bunch of them out there, Kevin. I mean, Chris Paul is so good at orchestrating the offense and getting his guys good quality shots on a regular basis. Steph Curry is underrated, I think, as a passer. His shooting spaces the floor so well. And Damian Lillard is outstanding. I think John Wall would be a lot of fun to play with because of his speed and his ability to create opportunities just by getting into the lane. So those are 4 guys that I would have loved to hang out with.
Bledsoe against Smith. Yep, it counts. Bledsoe's got his first points of the game.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Boy, like his intensity, Greg. He's not afraid to take it straight to the rack on the bigger defender. Right at it.
With the teardrop and the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Middleton the pass to Bledsoe. Count that one. And now a 5-point Bucks lead.
And you know, Kevin, they count on him to provide offense, and he knows how to fill it up.
Bledsoe against Smith. Kicks to Lure. The Pistons working the ball around now. Here's Griffin. Bank shot, no good. Bucks leading by 5. Bledsoe outside. Passes it to Antetokounmpo. Tries from 10. And the rebound goes to Griffin.
Has to be disappointing seeing him miss that one, Kevin. I mean, the defense wasn't bad, but still, I think he needs to convert from there.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
That's exactly how you send it. 2 hands and down.
Middleton dishes to Maker. He feeds it to Bledsoe. Outside, Antetokounmpo. And there's Bledsoe on the assist from Antetokounmpo. 6 points for Eric Bledsoe.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
To the middle, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. 3-pointer. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. 6 to shoot. Here's Griffin, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul against Milwaukee.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw good from Griffin. One of the most impressive things about Blake Griffin is, Greg, when he gets out and runs the open floor.
Yeah, not to mention his ability to run the break himself. A terrific ball handler, even under pressure, and one of the best passers at the 4 in the league, if not the best.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Andre Drummond's checked in for John Lure. Stanley Johnson comes in for Anthony Tolliver. And it's Kennard in for Smith.
And when I watch Eric Bledsoe, I really feel like he's at his best when he's kind of prodding a defense. So hard to keep away from the rim. When he attacks, it just opens everything else up in his offensive game.
First free throw is good. And, Greg, as you said, the aggressiveness Bledsoe has going to the rim is a key for him to getting those open shots then on the perimeter.
And the team is at their best when he is in attack mode. I mean, opens up lanes for cuts as you just can't keep him out of the paint. Knows when to drop off a pass after he beats his opponent as well for an easy score.
Well, I tell you what, like how cool and collected he was getting the job done at the line in this one.
Jackson with it. Eric Bledsoe covering. Here's Kennard. Looking for his first basket still in this one.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish.
Maybe that'll help them recapture their edge a little bit, guys.
Back to Middleton. There's a screen. Rebounded by the Pistons. Drummond's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Griffin kicks to Jackson. Griffin against Parker. Drummond. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Lobbed up there for Drummond. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw, no good. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Bucks leading by 7. The dish to Antetokounmpo. He kicks it to Maker. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 4 assists in the game. Drummond with a screen on Bledsoe. Jackson against Bledsoe. Fires from 14, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And Middleton kicks to Bledsoe. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Back to Bledsoe. Just 5 to shoot.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Pistons trail by 11. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Well, Thon Maker is a project player, Clark, for his team, taken 10th overall in the 2016 draft. Has great size, and he moves well, but it's going to be a few years before he gets to where he needs to be.
I agree with you, but with big guys, you can afford to be patient when you see that they have a work ethic and a commitment to getting better, are willing to learn and grow, and then you factor in his athleticism and size. I think it's a weight that's going to pay big dividends for the Bucks.
Here's Jackson. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants, and then gets his shot off in time.
Now, here's Maker, guarded closer. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Middleton can't get it to go.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Shoots from 12. Griffin can't get it to go in. Milwaukee leading by 9. And it's Middleton penetrating, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
It's really easy to admire and respect the explosiveness of Middleton. I mean, if you give this guy a lane to the basket, he'll take full advantage of it right away.
And Maker sends it back, and Drummond is right there. Now here's Antetokounmpo. He has 6. Parker outside. They set the pick. Pass to Middleton. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Drummond. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
Boy, I like the activity of Drummond on the glass. I mean, he's so big and active. Excellent timing and hands, always pounding and grinding for offensive rebounds.
Screen by Parker. Here's Antetokounmpo. And there are the Bucks with another bucket.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Here's Kennard. Defended by Middleton. Stolen by Middleton. Parker drives in. Nice D from Griffin. Pistons trail by 9. Here's Jackson. It's deflected.
Boy, the defensive hustle there by Middleton. Stretching out and getting his hand on that shot. Excellent effort.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
Well, Chris Middleton is one of those really efficient guys. Stuffs the stat sheet. He's a smart player with his decision making and very efficient. Does all the little things that coaches like to see in a player.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Detroit also making some changes. Ennis comes in for Stanley Johnson. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jackson. Bucks leading by 6. And with Middleton, the numbers back up his impact beyond points and rebounds. The Bucks were a much better offensive and defensive team, Clark, when he was on the floor.
Yeah, he elevates the play of everybody because he's smart, he's selfless, he's skilled, and the fact that he's gone through some adversity and the way he's come back from that injury last season, it really gave that young Bucks team a lot of confidence.
Galloway, the pass to Kennard. Now the feed to Griffin. Drummond, a screen. With some arc. To the wing right side. Ennis misses.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection. Aggressiveness is fine, but you can't be this over aggressive. I think he's got to dial it back some. They need him on the floor.
Dellavedova with the ball. Now guarded by Ennis. And again, the Bucks miss.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Clark, you were a fantastic rebounder your entire career. What do you feel gave you the edge over the other players on the glass?
You know, one of my fellow Buckeye greats, actually the greatest Buckeye of all time in basketball, I think, was Jerry Lucas.
Take a break.
He talked an awful lot about rebounding being more about timing and pursuit of the ball than anything else. And I had a good gift of timing, and I clearly was chasing down that pumpkin as well as most. And those were the things that allowed me to be a good rebounder. Good timing, good hands, and pursuit of the basketball. It wasn't complicated, but some of it was giftedness. The other part was persistence and hard work.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
You know, certainly, Kevin, the strength of this Milwaukee team, one of the strengths anyway, is the length they have. I mean, have reach at all positions, but especially up front. They just need some time to develop, but a strong base is there.
And it's in there.
And Henson very aware of his surroundings, knowing the defense can't block his shot when he's this close to the bucket, takes his time and makes it happen.
For Detroit, they have gone 7 of 11 from the line.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And one thing that you can say about this Pistons team is they are fundamentally sound, strong on the glass and closing out possessions, and they really don't make a lot of mistakes.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Blake Griffin. Galloway hits both of them. Great with the Pistons and their discipline as a team. Part of their great rebounding means they allow very few second chance points, one of the fewest allowed in the league last season.
And couple that with how strong they've been at taking care of the basketball. Low turnover numbers as well as points allowed off of those turnovers. And with that rebounding, I think it makes for very measured basketball.
For Detroit, they have gone 9 of 13 from the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And as Milwaukee continues to invest in the Bucks and this whole franchise, the upcoming stadium just one part of the equation. The team also starting their first year with an exclusive G League team.
Well, and that team is out in Oshkosh, Kevin, and should act as a really good resource for developing young players for the Bucks. I mean, a lot of teams have followed this trend, and the Bucks, they went from plan to action very quickly with that.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Andre Drummond picks one up. For Milwaukee, they have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10. And he knocks down the first one. And the Bucks defense, not one of the strongest in the NBA, but they did a great job of creating turnovers. They didn't get a stop every time, but boy, they would often create offense with their defense.
Yeah, exactly. When you're not a strong half-court defensive team, being able to force turnovers and score off those can really be effective. And most teams are hard to guard in transition, and this Bucks team was exceptional in transition.
There's Galloway. He's guarded by Brogdon. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Galloway. Rebounded by the Bucks. Henson's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Here's Dellavedova, and a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in.
And, you know, Dellavedova is not afraid of mixing it up anywhere, but particularly inside. A capable scorer when he's near the bucket.
Galloway dishes to Lure. There's the pass to Kennard. Galloway kicks to Tolliver. And here's Ennis. 9 points last game out. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I'm sure he's frustrated, Greg, because nothing is falling right now. But he's going to keep chipping away at it, and that's the attitude. Stay with it.
And Galloway pulls it down. Pistons trail by 5. Pass to Lure. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got 5 rebounds tonight. It's Brogdon on the wing. 8 points his last outing. Here's Teletovic. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play.
Teletovic doing a nice job attacking openings. I mean, a strong penetrator when cutting to the rim.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
An 80% shooter. The work he's done at the line this season, one word, solid.
And I think it's clear he's gotten better in that department since last season. I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable at the line now, and he's getting better results.
Free throw drops for Teletovic.
Hey, Teletovic is a perfect stretch four. Helps space the floor with his knockdown long-range shooting and knows how to play the game.
Galloway. The long-distance 3 is buried. Galloway has got 5 points in the quarter. It's been all about Eric Bledsoe for the Milwaukee Bucks. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Chris Middleton. Chris, it seemed like you all were dictating tempo in the first half. How did you do that?
Okay, we're getting the styles, grabbing the rebound, and just trying to push it, try to get the best shot available.
Problem solved in transition. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. A competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. They were on a nice little roll in that opening period as they got their lead up as high as 7 points. Well, for the Bucks, Kenny?
Well, their ball movement was phenomenal. Now, they're in good position to win this game, in large in part because of those assists. And this is the thing, Ernie. When you win as a team, you feel better about everything that happens.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Whatever their game plan was defensively coming in, that needs to change. Can't let a team shoot for a percentage in the high 50s and expect to come out on top. It's on the coaches and the players to adjust.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
Welcome back to the Great Lakes. We're back on the shores of Lake Michigan here in Milwaukee, in the buildings in the background at Sunset in Wisconsin. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
Unbelievable the way he dominated that offensive glass in those first 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Guys, you've heard me say it before, but persistence pays. And it takes that kind of persistence to be a successful offensive rebounder. As a fellow glass eater, I know of which I speak. Those guys that rebound effectively don't give up on it.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. All the big bucks up front. Giannis, Parker, and Maker. Chris Middleton is out there at Bledsoe. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Jason Kidd. Pistons trail by 5. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Pistons.
And you can see how important those inside baskets are. This is a team that loves to work the ball inside, whether the entry pass or off of a drive. They like to feed on those high percentage looks.
Elbow shot is on the way. Rebounded by the Pistons. And Greg, when Jabari Parker is healthy, he has shown that he can be a go-to scorer in this league.
Parker reminds me a bit of how Carmelo Anthony looked at the same age. His ability to just blow by defenders is going to always be something he can.
So explosive.
Oh, is that beautiful.
Yes, he does, Kevin. Love seeing Griffin finish with power at the rim. Awesome at throwing it down when he's in this deep.
That unleashed chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Jackson against Bledsoe. It's Parker outside, and a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Parker's got 10 points in the game. Outside Jackson, picked by Griffin. Johnson kicks to Griffin. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Bledsoe against Jackson. Here's Antetokounmpo. Lays it up off the glass. And it's an 8-point Bucks lead.
And I think down low is where Antetokounmpo is really so effective, using those long arms of his to get shots off over the defense, really at will.
Here's Griffin, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul called on the Milwaukee Bucks. This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game. First free throw is good. Both free throws good from Griffin. Bucks leading by 6. Bledsoe outside. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Feeds it to Parker. At the elbow, Maker. The shot by Bledsoe. Nobody around. From outside, off the mark. Pistons trail by 8. To the left wing. Here's Kennard. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Bledsoe passes to Parker. Jackson against Bledsoe. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 3 assists tonight.
Phenomenal court vision by Parker. He really has all the tools to be a great player in this league.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. And glad to see Jabari Parker out on the floor after recovering from yet another torn ACL. Mark, always hard to go through that injury. Never mind twice in your first 3 seasons in the NBA. But you know, Parker's a fighter through and through.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. Not an easy situation, and really disheartening for all of us who appreciate his talent and skill level. He's an outstanding young man and player, and he's vowed to come back stronger than ever before. And his attitude, a positive approach to difficult adversity, I think, has set him up to have a chance to do just what he vowed to do.
Here's Drummond. Rebounded by Maker. Maker's got 7 rebounds in the game.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5. No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
11 feet away. Here's Drummond. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
A few opportunities so far at the free throw line. He's made 1, he's missed 2. Free throw good, Drummond. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Bledsoe against Jackson. And Middleton kicks to Parker. To the paint. Johnson with the block. He dishes it to Jackson. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. Lobbed up there for Drummond. The shot, no good. Bucks leading by 7. Screened by Parker. Here's Antetokounmpo. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. The Pistons have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Passes it to Kennard. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got his 4th assist in this one.
Playing big, willing to go toe-to-toe against a guy who towers over him.
Yeah, I like his heart there, the competitive spirit. I mean, refusing to be held in check by bigger defenders. That's all heart and competitive spirit.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Bledsoe against Jackson. Dishes it to Johnson. They set the pick. Kicks it to Griffin. He feeds it to Jackson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Antetokounmpo, and the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant 1 there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on it.
Greg, I agree. He'd better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. That's good from Antetokounmpo. And you watch Antetokounmpo play out there, and he looks like a supersized point guard with how he moves and gallops and initiates the offense. The term is point forward, but the bottom line, Clark, is that Giannis is the orchestrator when he's on the floor.
You're exactly right, Kevin. The assist numbers grow every year for Giannis. He causes a ton of mismatch problems, and how you guard him on the perimeter is always a quandary for the opposing team.
Bucket is good. 9 points for Chris Middleton.
That was really a platinum-level effort from Middleton. I mean, crafty in how he carved out room for himself on the interior.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Pass to Kennard. No good on that one. And Milwaukee the other way now. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Maker. That one's not going to go. Good D by Drummond. Lobbed up there for Drummond. And Parker with the block.
Absurd bounce ability displayed by Parker. I mean, he uses it so well on defense. It's not just the leaping ability, but the timing as well.
In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Bucks.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
And guys, I think you've got to give them credit for the number of steals they've taken away. I mean, a lot of effort on the defense from them tonight.
The first one falls. And some changes here for the Bucks. John Henson comes in for Thon Maker. And Malcolm Brogdon subbed in for Chris Middleton. Then for the Pistons, John Lure, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Tolliver comes in for Blake Griffin. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Both good from the line that time.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Eric Bledsoe really making a difference here.
I don't think the defense has an answer for him, Kevin. I mean, he's simply going off right now, knocking down everything.
Langston Galloway's checked in for Kennard. Let's use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. Bucks #1.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
Lock at 6. And Lure wide open. He shoots it. Detroit, no good that time either. Bucks leading by 10. Bledsoe outside. Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Just off the charts, incredible athleticism from Antetokounmpo. Fending off contact like a real pro.
Smith against Bledsoe. Smith dishes to Johnson. Galloway kicks to Tolliver. Off target with his 3. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Inside. Had a hand on it.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
I like Parker's versatility. He can play both forward positions, in part because he's so long and big, and he's got excellent mobility.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Tony Snell comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Eric Bledsoe. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Ennis is checked in. And Parker drops them both. Pistons trail by 14. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Galloway kicks to Tolliver. To the wing on the left. 6 on the shot clock. Lure sets the pick for Ennis. Milwaukee with the rebound. Henson's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Dellavedova with the ball. Now Smith defending. Brogdon. It's tipped. Ennis with the ball. Right wing. Smith outside. With some arc. Rebound collected by Snell.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Now Smith. He averages about 5 points a game. Ennis passes to Smith. There's a screen to stop the drought. Here's Tolliver, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Tolliver's got his third bucket of the night. Milwaukee leading by 14. Brogdon kicks to Snell. Henson with the screen. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two. Well, after spending most of his career as a player who only got spot starts, Clark, Tony Snell was thrust into the starting lineup after being traded to the Bucks. He did as well as you could have hoped, given his track record.
Well, I tell you what, he really improved his efficiency, Kevin, and he gives you a little bit of everything on the wing. He can make shots, he can drive it, he can defend. I thought he did a really nice job blending into the team and providing them with what they needed. I don't know if he's a long-term solution in any team starting five, but boy, he certainly warrants and merits consideration because of his versatility.
That free throw missing. Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Jabari Parker. And the second free throw, good. Pistons trail by 15. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of blanks there. Can't hit a thing. Has to be deflating.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You take a look at the Bucks. So far they've got the fourth best record in the conference. And checking out Detroit, right on their tail, vying to move up and take over if they get the chance.
And I think for the Pistons, they're one of the NBA's early season success stories. They've made an immediate push toward the top of the standings.
I'm not sure how long they'll be able to stick around up there, but so far it's been a lot of fun to see how much progress they're making.
Brogdon kicks to Henson. Back to Brogdon. To the left side wing. Dellavedova dishes to Henson. Shot clock at 6. And again, the Bucks miss.
He is yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Here's Smith. Rebounded by the Bucks. Henson's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Brogdon the pass to Dellavedova. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Dellavedova's got 6 points.
And Dellavedova has a quirky-looking jump shot. It's effective, but, man, it's not a thing of beauty.
Galloway kicks to Lure. Rebound by Dellavedova.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
There's the dish to Teletovic. Launches it. Rebound by the Pistons. And now the Pistons fast break. Tolliver with the bucket. Tolliver's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
The shot's good from Henson.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
He gets that one. Galloway has got his 3rd basket of the night.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Henson, a screen on Smith, and he lobs it up toward the rim. Stolen by Lure. Stolen. 32 seconds left in the 3rd. Over to the left wing. Dellavedova kicks to Henson. It's Brogdon on the wing. 5 to shoot. Connects from 3-point range. He's got 8.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one. from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Smith dishes to Lure and finished off by Lure.
You talk about passing, Smith is one of the best in the game in that aspect. An incredible distributor.
And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. Back right after this. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Jason Kidd.
We got some great looks, great looks. Defensively, we're getting stops too.
The words of Jason Kidd in that huddle moments ago. Happy with the way his team is performing, hoping they can maintain the momentum they've captured.
Well, I mean, they're working together on both ends of the floor and doing a great job of playing at their pace.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. On the court for the Pistons, Griffin is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Ennis, and it's Galloway in at the 2 spot. Brogdon the pass to Teletovic, and a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Teletovic has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Bucks. Oh, Griffin in position. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession.
You know, that pass wasn't deflected or anything, Kevin. Don't see that often. An unfortunate, unforced turnover.
Chris Middleton's checked in for the Bucks. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Kennard's checked in. And so it's Milwaukee with it. Now here is Dellavedova. Out to the wing. Here's Snell. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 11 rebounds in the game. And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Milwaukee. Eric Bledsoe comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. Johnson, he's checked in for Detroit. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. To the middle. Outside for Griffin. The Pistons working the ball around now. And that one's good. Drummond.
And, you know, Drummond is an experienced big man now. And because of that, he's gained confidence and has no problem shooting over the defense inside.
Antetokounmpo against Johnson. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display.
Yes, sir. Power and grace. That had it all.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Over to Teletovic. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's foul number 2 for him. Bucks leading by 17. Teletovic the screen. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Here's Middleton. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
To the right side. Griffin with the steal. And Makers sends it back. Bucks have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Kennard. Griffin passes to Kennard. Drummond trying to get himself free.
And the amount of space Antetokounmpo covers is really breathtaking. You got to see it to believe it. I mean, he erases shots that you think he has no chance to get to.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Antetokounmpo's got 12 points here in the second half. And, well, Detroit shooting only 32% from the field. Plenty of signs of struggle by this offense today. Jackson has the open look. Here's Drummond. He kicks it to Johnson. Lobbed up there for Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop.
And the crowd got their jaws dropped on that one. Total disbelief.
No one near Teletovic as he lets it go. The three-pointer no good. Pistons trail by 20. Kennard the pass to Jackson. Drummond a screen. Here's Griffin off the pick. And the layup is good.
It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was about a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low.
They set the pick. Now the feed to Antetokounmpo. Maker with a screen for Antetokounmpo. And there's the pass to Teletovic. 6 on the shot clock. No good from Bledsoe.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
But he gets it back.
And that's a nice job on the offensive glass there. That'll let them work the clock even more. I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, that was just a fantastic decision from Antetokounmpo. He's lethal in pick and roll situations, clearly.
Pistons trail by 18. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Here's Drummond. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Drummond's got 24 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Griffin against Bledsoe. They double-team Bledsoe. Teletovic from outside, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Jackson kicks to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Yeah, how about the strength and focus there of Griffin? Absorbs the hit and still finishes.
Pass to Teletovic. Feeds it to Bledsoe. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Middleton drives in. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And you know, Greg, it's hard to ask for much more than that, because they're getting to their spots and they're knocking down the shots.
Johnson wide open. He fires. The three-pointer is right on target.
No excuse for that kind of defense. I'm positive they're upset about that.
Bledsoe against Jackson. Here's the screen. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call, because you want the refs in that situation, if there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Jabari Parker's checked in for the Bucks. Bledsoe dishes to Antetokounmpo. Back to Bledsoe. Over Jackson. No good from Bledsoe. Pistons trail by 16. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. It's good. Milwaukee's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Parker outside. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Johnson. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And that one misses. Well, Clark, the idea of player loyalty has been a topic the last few years. From your view, do you think players have an obligation to stick with the team that drafted them if they can?
I'd like to see that happen, Kevin. I'm a bit of a traditionalist, and personally, I think it's cool to see guys hang with the team that drafted them as long as they can move forward towards their aspirations and goals individually and as a team. I also never begrudge players that after a time decide they'd like to explore a different opportunity with a different team for whatever the reasons might be that drive that. But traditionally and personally, I like to see players be one-team players if all of the circumstances that lend itself to that being productive are in place.
He dishes it to Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Shot clock at 6. And that time, also a missed shot.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Johnson right side. And Griffin, here we go. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Middleton outside. Wants to get it to Antetokounmpo and does. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And Antetokounmpo is just fearless. I mean, hit him, knock him around, really doesn't faze him, doesn't matter. I mean, this guy is determined to get the job done, and he does.
And what I like about Chris Middleton is that he is just a complete player, Clark. Can play on or off the ball on offense as well as get his points both off a catch and shoot or putting it on the hardwood. Also a strong defender.
Yeah, he's one of those understated, effective, outstanding two-way players in the league and probably should get more credit as such. He challenges shots, he can defend multiple positions, and he plays a little bigger than he is because he's got that great wingspan.
Pistons trail by 14. Here's Jackson. They get it again. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
One shot.
Free throw, no good for Drummond. Parker with the steal. Here's Middleton. And that one comes up a bit short. Pistons trail by 12. Johnson, the pass to Kennard. Drummond, a screen. Pass to Griffin. They double team Griffin. Jackson from long range. Jackson missing again.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
It's Antetokounmpo on the wing, guarded by Jackson. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And I tell you, it's ridiculous how much space Antetokounmpo covers in just 2 strides. I mean, the way he handles himself going to the basket, man, it is one sight to see.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. And the Bucks making a change here. Brogdon's checked in. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy told the team. No surprise, he was not happy with the turnovers. He told them, we are giving this one away, guys. We've got to be more careful with the ball, play within the offense, and get good open shots. Kevin?
Left side, Antetokounmpo. Here's Maker, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Pistons trail by 14. To the inside. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Dishes it to Parker. And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
Here's Brogdon, and Griffin sends it back. Jackson kicks to Johnson. A putback, and Griffin stays with it.
I tell you what, he was on a mission on that possession. Did not stop working until he got it up and in.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And, you know, Middleton is really dangerous on the drive. He often gets to the rim in a heartbeat and forces defenders to end up fouling him.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Middleton.
Middleton is most known, quite honestly, for his scoring ability. He's a sniper from outside that you can't afford to lose contact with.
Middleton hits them both. 1:32 left in the 4th quarter. Jackson is doubled, and league expansion is something that simply won't leave the conversation in the NBA right now. Clark, do you think that the NBA adding another team or 2 is inevitable?
I don't think it's inevitable. As a matter of fact, I think we're at a good number where we are, Kevin. It's still the best league in the world, and I think you could dilute that a bit if you added teams. So I'm fine with where we are.
And here is Brogdon. Kicks to Maker. 6 to shoot. Back to Brogdon. Low block shot. The shot's good. And the Bucks lead by 16.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Bucks.
Their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, excellent defense around the rim there, Kevin. That they were disciplined and focused.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And this will be their 3rd win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well
They really do. I mean, there's one more game to play in this season series, and barring any major changes to their team, I'd have to believe the sweep will be in order.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
Here's Griffin, and he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick.
Yeah, he's become very reliable with that mid-range jump shot. The defense can't let him get comfortable from there.
Middleton with it. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jabari, looks like you're getting back in stride, and you have certainly had adversity with the knee injuries the last few years. How have you been able to battle through them?
It's been tough, to tell you the truth, but you know, the race is not won to the swift, but the one to endure, so I'm trying to keep that motive.
You have certainly endured and thrived, Jabari. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.